There's a quote from Ken Block from Sister Hazel that everyone on the rock boat kind of lives by. If you're on the inside looking out, it's hard to explain. If you're on the outside looking in, it's hard to understand. So I'm just trying to explain it from the inside. If you are hesitant on hopping on, maybe this will help. The biggest thing I hear when I talk to people about going on Sixthman cruise is that it is costly. And yes, it is more costly than your normal cruise. Not only are you getting that cruise experience with your hotel, your food, your travel all included, but you're getting a music festival on top of that. You're getting meet and greet, running into the artists randomly on the boat. Not only that, but you have a real bathroom all the time. There are no porta potties involved. Your room is steps away in case you need a 20-minute power nap. The Sixthman magic actually starts before you even get to the port. They're sending us these luggage tags ahead of time for each rockboat voyage. I know that the 311 cruise does it. Our friend on the emo boat did not get one. And I did not get one for Chefs Making Waves, but I did hop on that boat pretty late. So I don't know if I maybe missed that cutoff. Getting to the terminal is just going to be like any other cruise. We always book the earliest time possible because once you get into that terminal, even though you're going to be sitting and waiting until about noon to get on board, the rockboat family energy starts immediately. Everyone on the rockboat is like a giant family, and it is very easy to make friends and become part of this family as well. And that's very important because when you're new, you don't feel like you belong, but very quickly you start meeting people. If you are in a line with people, you chat with them, you have friends. You already have things in common. You're on this music cruise together. When you're at the terminal, the next thing that you are going to get is your key card. You normally get a pretty plain key card. Sixthman voyages in general, you get a themed key card. So I have mine in this little book here now. This is my card from our first voyage, and it had that theme on it. This is our card from the Chefs Making Waves boat, and it's got very subtle trees on it because it was Destination New England in the fall. This is the most recent rockboat card. Very royal there. And this is our card from last year. One of the first things they hand you in port is this general FAQ ship map and more FAQ and your first day's schedule. Speaking of schedule, you can spend hours planning, and I have. You can build a perfect schedule. You can calculate which artists you want to see how many times, but everything will change. You will miss something. Accept it now. The first year that we came on board, there were very few changes to the schedule. The second year, weather shifted some things around. This year, there were a lot more shifts in the schedule. The biggest being, while we were waiting at the terminal, we had this message come through letting us know that one of the headliners unfortunately couldn't make it because of all of the weather issues. A lot of things got shifted around on our schedule immediately. So I have learned a lesson over the last few years that I shouldn't create such a rigid schedule. This is an example of my Google Calendar that I have created, and I'm just going to try and make it a little bit more fluid and maybe not even plan a schedule that far in advance. Another thing that they send out ahead of time is our lanyards. So we'll get a lanyard, we'll get a blank name tag for us to customize, and we'll get this pouch here. Now, along the way, you end up putting your highlighted schedule in the pouch. Now we're all clear to get on board. They start loading us in groups. You high five Sixthman Sarah on your way onto the boat. That gets you a pin. One of the first things that you can do is go pick up your pre-sale merch. If you ordered t-shirts, sweaters, or whatever else ahead of time, you can head down to pick that up. One of the other things that tends to happen before the music is the swag swap. Some people will sit at a table and chairs and put out their swap items for you to come over to their booth and swap there, or you can walk around and swap one-on-one. So these were our magnets for this year. And this is just a sample of some of the swag. We've got some bracelets, magnets, some 3D printed stuff, koozies, stuff like that. On the Chefs Making Waves cruise, there was an official recipe swap, so that was fun. As for duck hiding, some people did bring ducks to the swag swap, but we like to hide our ducks around the ship throughout the rest of the week. About 3 days before we left for our road trip, Sixthman let us know that there would be 25 pins to collect. And I do not like to carry around this full booklet, so I very quickly made this list to give out as a swag item as well, in which we were able to check off what we got along the way and just keep a tally of how many we had. And I designed this to also fit inside of the pocket. These pins were an ongoing quest all week long. So once you do get to your room, you get a few other things. You get the Freestyle Daily. This is an example of the freestyle from a normal Norwegian cruise. You'll get one every single day. It'll have everything day by day, hours, and what's available there. So this is the charter compared. We have like the little logo here, and it says the rock boat, and it has like the full dates, not a single day. And then on here, it will have a quick guide to all of the restaurants and the venues that you need to know of. It's got different guest service hours, merch hours. It will have all of your dining, your bar, and all of your other services hours listed here. And then some advertisements for some upcharge items and FAQs back here. You get this at your door on your first day. It seems like they only give out one of these on the charter boats. Another item you will get is the official program. So this little book is filled with tons of fun info on the cruise itself. It's got a color key here, shows you your ports. Struggling here. It shows you the theme nights, and I will go deeper into theme nights on the next video. It's got information about Sixthman sessions, and then you start getting into the artists and how many voyages they have been on. Have some more FAQs, and then into the breakdown of the pins here. Some links, some information on who is who on board, and some tips and policies. This time it has some photos from rock boats past. So one of the things that you notice walking around the rock boat is how immersive this place is. So on our very first rock boat, when we got on, we noticed that there were some photos on the elevator doors. So on that voyage, they asked us to give some photos ahead of time to them, and they ended up taking random photos from people and putting them on the elevator doors. And our cats were on the elevator doors that year. And it was, I don't know how to explain how magical that feeling is to step onto a cruise ship with no one you've ever met before in your life and having a photo of your cats on the door. Wild. That's just one of the experiences that I don't think you can get elsewhere. A lot of the spaces are just very well themed, especially the atrium. So this is us in the atrium this year in front of the castle wall. In the past, it's been a jungle, it's been a campground. So the atrium is always very well themed. The pool deck, which is the biggest venue outside, that also has some canvas theming that goes up around it when the wind is not too high. Starting on the next morning when you wake up, you get a copy of the Bing Bong at your door. Now this doesn't happen on a normal cruise. This is a Sixthman extra sheet. You'll see that it shows the day it is, it shows what theme it is, and then it will have extracurricular activities such as this photo class, meet and greet, and then you'll have a little weather forecast, info on time changes, some other things that you can purchase. Since we are focusing hard on the pins this year, first day that I saw this Early Risers Kingdom pin, I was one of the first 25 there to secure a pin. I enjoyed doing these puzzles and seeing if I would be one of the first 25 each day. Even though I only took a pin on the first day, I did it every day. On the next episode, we will go into the day-to-day on the boat, when we sleep, when we eat, artist meet and greet, and the elusive unicorn of the cabin show. Please like and subscribe for more curious content. Thanks!